everybody. Mary here from A Recreated Life, and today is Wednesday Anti-Procrastination Day. I think it's day 15 or 16. Sorry about that, I forgot. But anyway, it's Wednesday Anti-Procrastination Day. So today our mission is to grab a trash bag and clean out our refrigerator. She says toss anything that will not get eaten anytime soon. This means that new salad dressing you decided to try but really don't like, it is time to let it go. Just as the rule applies to the rest of the house. If you don't love it, use it. If you don't love it or use it, lose it. Get rid of the fruit that is a few days beyond when it was really edible. Get rid of the vegetables that are turning into a science project. Check the dates on the cheeses that are potential science projects. You will be able to really make a better grocery list when your fridge is cleaned out of all the items you don't like or don't use. So that's a really great suggestion, and you could see at the beginning of this video that I did do that today. Also today, I worked in my journal for 15 more minutes, but my camera died. So I only got just a few minutes of it, but I did work on it for 15 minutes. Also, to Anti-Procrastination Day, my goal for today is to sew a button onto my shorts. I have a button that fell off on a pair of shorts. I haven't done it yet, so when I do it, I will film it and put it on tomorrow. So just to let you know, I did do my anti-procrastination thing. I also did some shopping. Today. I went out and about and did some shopping, and so that took up most of my day today. But anyway, Anti-Procrastination Day, guys. Okay, so I've got a bunch of emails I wanted to read you guys. She sent a bunch of them today, and they're all pretty good. Okay, so this lady writes in. She's talking about our calendars, keeping our calendars. And I've mentioned so many times, you guys, I love my day timer, and I do use it. Anyway, she says this. Happy New Year. In September, she says, she feels like, she writes, this somebody wrote into Flylady, and she says, I feel like I have 3 opportunities per year to start over. January, of course, then there's June when school lets out, and then there's September when school gets back going again. So she says, I make new lists. I get back to my control journal and I try to get routines and menu plans reestablished before the chaos of the holidays throws everything awry again. So there you guys. See, so notice what she's saying here. She's saying that each time, of those 3 times a year, she changes up her routines. So just know that our control journals are an ongoing thing. We're going to be working with those. And you know, what I would do if I were her, I would make a control journal, a routine for the January to June, and then the June to September, and then the September to the end of the year. Have them all laminated or in your little sheet protectors, and keep those like maybe in the back or something. And that way, instead of rewriting them every time, just dig that back out. What a great idea, huh? Let's see. Our school district, this is what she says, our school district sends out a yearly calendar with a whole year in very tiny color-coded boxes with a long legend next to it. It's impossible to read at a glance, so I've always transferred it to her calendar and then scolded her too busy daughter for not doing the same thing. She said this year she has 3 children in all 3 schools, from her kindergartner to her senior. Holidays and special events always take her by surprise because she doesn't read the chart. She said, not this year. This year, when I ordered my calendar, I got her one too, and I filled it in with everything on the school calendar using different colors to make events stand out. Days off are now an eye-catching yellow, kindergarten events are pink, and the older kids can now take ownership for their midterm and end-term deadlines. Isn't that great? What a great idea. Okay, so that's one. That was a fantastic idea. Okay, so sneak peek for the week. Let's see. Just bear with me, guys. Okay, so today is Wednesday. Yep, that's the same thing. So in kitchen. Oh yeah, toss all the things. Yeah, that was good. I'm glad I did that. What was I going to mention? Something happened while I was doing that, and I wanted to mention it to you guys. But definitely the salad dressing thing. I had some in there that I had made that, I didn't really like it, and it was still in there. So, you know, makes a lot more room in there too. I have actually been using things. I've been trying to be really practical about using my stuff out of my refrigerator. better because I really don't like throwing anything out, and I throw away more food than I really want to. So I've been really working on that. Flylady has helped me do that a lot. So anyway, this is that's what I worked on, and I loved it. It was great getting that fridge cleaned out and all wiped down and stuff. It wasn't too dirty, but it did have some. Okay, so here's a testimonial, you guys. I wanted to read this testimonial to you guys. Let's see. Okay, this lady writes in and saying, I signed up for your emails because the title was so unique and got my attention. Never did I think I could develop good habits that would make my life so much easier. Starting with your baby step suggestions, I just did one task at a time. Sometimes that 15 minutes would stretch to 30. A few weeks later, with several of those 15 minutes more segments, I am proud to say I have not had to frantically search for an item I need because now it is in its proper place. My sewing room is in order and I can enjoy sewing again. Isn't that great? She was a sewer and couldn't even enjoy her sewing because her room was such a mess. I have gotten rid of so much stuff I don't need, either by donating or just trashing. My stress level is low. There you go, guys. A chaotic home is a chaotic mind. So her stress level is low. I don't dread unexpected neighbors' visits, and life is good. I limit time on my iPhone or computer and get on it for a few minutes after I finish the daily task I need to do. So she kind of like rewards herself. That's a great idea. I am a procrastinator. Me too. And always have been. But your pep talks sure have made me quit putting off and get to work. Isn't that awesome? I still have a garage, an attic, a storage shed, and a barn to tackle this spring and summer. I can do it one step at a time. Isn't that great? She sure has a lot to do. Okay, so let's see. Get rid of the fruit. Okay, did I read this? Grab a trash bag, toss anything that's not going to be eaten. This means a new salad. Okay, get rid of the fruit. That is a few days beyond. Okay, I read that. Okay, this is her morning musing she wrote for today, and I really like this one a lot. She writes and says, love is a word that is very deceptive, maybe even elusive if we look at it as a noun. It is not something that we can buy or hold in our hands. It is a word that is filled with action. So love is action. Love is a verb. This word is not just a feeling, it is a doing. For years, all I ever wanted was to feel loved. That did not happen because I was looking for love in all the wrong places, as the song says. I was not going to find this love coming at me and surrounding me as a fog. I was not going to feel this love from other people. I was searching so hard for this love that I never dreamed that it was hiding right inside me. The reason we have a hard time finding this love is that the clutter we have in our heads is standing in our way. Isn't that something? When we can address this most personal of our body clutter, we will begin finding what we are looking for. Men and women equate love much differently. For a man to show love, he often reveals it in actions. Checking our tires, changing the oil, keeping our car filled with gas. He's doing something. He may not be good at the sentimental cards and flowers, which is how women equate love. This is why we need to look at the various ways that love is done. How do you love your children? You feed them, you dress them, you bathe them, and you do things for them. We do the same thing for our animals in our lives. We scratch their ears and rub their bellies. Her husband explained this to her this morning. A few years ago, our beloved hound, Lucy, died, and we got another sweet hound. He said that he could sit in a chair and think about how much he loves his new dog, or he could get up and go over and pat her. That's a perfect example. Then he would be loving on her and she would feel his love for her. It would not be a passive experience just for him, but a shared event for both of them. Then he turned this around. He said, when we are loving ourselves, we are the giver and the recipient at the same time. Isn't that a good way to think of it? That is when we headed out the door to play. That's when he headed out the door to play in the woods. This is one thing that he loves to do, go play in the woods. When you are doing things that you love, you are loving yourself. Don't you love that, you guys? With our flying ways of life, we only surround ourselves with things we love. Now, isn't that great? That's why when we're taking out the chaos in our lives, we keep things that we really, truly love. We want to have those things around us. We turn chores into blessings and release the stress from our lives by using routines to put us on autopilot. These are all forms of love, but in our female definition of love, this is just stuff we have to do. We have to find ways to show ourselves love the way we understand it, and we'll recognize it as love. But since we are doing it for ourselves, we just don't accept it in the same way we would if it came from someone else. Now, isn't that true? How bad is that? We need to love ourselves, guys. This is why we have a new pampering habit for, she says December. She must have written this in November or something. These are little things that we can do each day to pamper ourselves. They can be anything that you can think of to do something nice for yourself. You can snuggle with a cup of coffee or tea, or curl up with a favorite book or magazine, take a bubble bath, put on some favorite music, pick flowers, pick up some flowers at the grocery store, or go pick, oh well, can't do it in December, but you can go pick flowers. If it's in the summer, light candles in your home, put crystals in the window to see the rainbows dance across the floor. These are all things that make me smile, she says. I was taught many years ago by Rita Davenport to fake it until you make it. I didn't really know what that meant till recently. I just did, like she said, fake it till you make it is nothing but practicing till a habit becomes automatic. That's what we're doing with all this getting our lives in order. We're practicing until it's automatic. Imagine that practicing loving ourselves with little habits that tell us we are loved by the person who does those little things that make us feel the love we so deserve. The martyr goes away. Don't you see that, guys? How many times have you heard somebody say, well, I have to do this and I have to do that, and they get to go do blah, blah. They're being a martyr. Stop being a martyr. Stop doing those things. Go join your family and have fun. But stop complaining about it. So the martyr, she says this, the martyr, where was I? Let's see. Oh yeah, the martyr goes away and you are surrounded by the loving feeling that you have been searching for. Isn't that true? Just stop being a martyr. You don't have to be a martyr. You can, anyway. So practice loving yourself first by simple actions, and eventually you will not do things that you don't love. And you will not have items in your home that do not put a smile on your face. This act of love is as contagious as your shining sink. You are just shining your heart. Isn't that great? Now, a lot of people might look at that and think, oh, isn't she a Pollyanna? And a lot of people, I'm sure, look at my channel and think, oh, what a Pollyanna. Life isn't all peaches and cream, but you have to at least put your best foot forward. I'm going to read another email here coming up about the negativity and the news and all the negative, hateful things we hear all the time. But anyway, I wanted to read you guys. I went online and I did a bunch of searches on quotes for loving yourself. Hayes, what's her name? Louise Hay was always really good about affirmations, about loving yourself, and so things like that. So anyway, I went online and I found a bunch of quotes. Love yourself first, because that's who you'll be spending the rest of your life with. Isn't that true? The more you love yourself, the less nonsense you'll tolerate. Very true. What if you simply devoted this year to loving yourself more? Work on being in love with the person in the mirror who has been through so much but is still standing. I love that one, because we've all been through a lot, especially as you get older in life. You just have experienced more. Self-love is the greatest middle finger of all time. Don't be afraid of being different. Be afraid of being the same as everyone else. We need to love ourselves, guys. Oh, here's one by Maya Angelou. Never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option. That's a good one. Loving yourself isn't vanity. It is sanity. Oh, there's so many great ones. You guys should go look online for all these quotes on loving yourself. Okay, so here we are about accentuating the positive. Here's another one. She writes in, the Flylady writes, it's one of her musings, okay? There's bad news everywhere. We see it on TV, we hear it on the radio, we read it in the newspaper, we get it in the email, we get it on Facebook, and we hear it from friends and family. How many times on Facebook do you go on there and there's somebody on there talking about, this went wrong, or they went to the doctors and this got this bad news? There's a lot of that on Facebook. We have to skim over those guys. Let's see. Our precious minds are being bombarded with this negativity. Negativity is just another form of clutter. We can't organize clutter. We have to get rid of it. The bad news is a cancer. It makes us feel bad. That bad feeling flows through you and your family. Children are intuitive. They know when you are upset, and so do your animals. Oh, that's so very true. We are very honest people, and when we try to hide our feelings, it just makes it worse. Our families see right through us. That cancer eats away at our personalities. We begin to feel desperate and hopeless. The people who suffer most from this feeling are the people you hold dearest. The sadness is hurting, she says this sadness is hurting my babies. I just want to protect you from this meanness and negativity so that you can create a place of peace in your home. I am so all about that, you guys. I try to be really positive on Facebook. I don't like to say anything negative or pass on anything negative. And I've actually had people come back at me and find fault and say negative comments about how positive I was. So it's out there, guys. We have to be on guard for that all the time. We have seen it in our emails. People have said some unkind things in our emails. For each bad email, I have asked myself, how can I help? How can I help them? What is this telling me? What can I learn from their tirade? I am seeing people who are scared and in a panic. They don't know where to turn because each place gives them more bad news. Yes, we are living in tough economic times, but that is because of the lack of confidence. That lack of confidence comes from the perpetual water torture of more bad news. Even when there is good news, it is downplayed with a negative spin. That's so true. We have been beaten down by the bad news. We need hope. We are all starving for good news, you guys. Isn't that true? I may not have a TV channel or a newspaper, but I do have a brain, 10 fingers, and a big mouth. I can do what I can with what I have, and I can do it from my own chair. Hey, you guys, we can all do our part, is what she's saying. We are going to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and I need your, oh yeah. Anyway, she's talking about some things she's doing on Facebook. But anyway, so those are the emails that I got, the emails that I got today. She actually sent more today, but there's so many, I don't want to make my video too long, so I'll put them on tomorrow. But anyway, you guys, I really love the article that she did about loving ourselves. Boy, oh boy, do we need that, huh? And all of this stuff, all of these things that we're doing, the cleaning and the organizing, it really does clear your mind and make you feel more loving toward yourself, and it makes you want to be more loving toward yourself. So that is our goal, you guys. We want to be in a good, peaceful place come Christmas. That's why I'm doing this now, October. We're going to get this stuff done. Get in a good place. Get your head in a good place. Get your home in a peaceful, have a peaceful environment. Think of how great our homes are going to feel with all of our twinkling lights and our little trees and all of our presents all wrapped that we got well in advance. I did shopping today for Christmas, by the way. I wasn't very successful, but I did find a couple. So anyway, I'm starting way early. I mean, I'm filming this in September, so this is what I do, guys. I want it to be well in advance. I want to have myself all down and ready to go so that I can live in peace. Come Thanksgiving, my shopping's done. My wrapping's done. It's under the tree. Well, wrapping might not be done, but the shopping is definitely done. And come Thanksgiving, what do you call that, Friday, that crazy Friday, I don't want to go anywhere near the stores. I don't even like going in the grocery store, but I do it because I have to. But anyway, you guys, this is why I'm doing all this stuff. I want us to find the peace before the holidays come in. So please, please, please join me. Please let me know what you guys are thinking. I am loving this. This getting our lives in order is so great. It's so fantastic. I absolutely love it. Okay, you guys, let me know in the comments below what you're doing. If you're following along, I'm loving it. Welcome to my new viewers. I hope everybody is joined in. Subscribers, thank you for subscribing and putting your faith in me. And new viewers, hit that subscribe button and the notification button. Don't forget that, so that you can be notified when new videos come out. I am doing these videos every day for the 31 days of the Taking Us Out of Chaos for the Flylady. But I'm really loving it, and I may continue on with something afterwards. Who knows? Anyway, you guys, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow.